Good morning, traders. It is Tuesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Market is really bouncing off of its low this morning, so let's take a look at what the S&P 500 is doing. You can see this was the action yesterday. We had a nice early rally in here. Then we started to break down, and the market sold off all day, coming down to rest at that SPY 240 level. This morning, we got a little pop early. As I mentioned in the chat room, we are not going higher until we test the low. We got to establish the bid. That's exactly what we did. As all of this was forming, I pointed out to my traders in the chat room, I said, there's this downward sloping trend line right here. What I'd like to see happen is I'd like to see that come down, and I'd like to see a bullish cross on the 1OP indicator. This is the only indicator I use to trade the S&P 500. It is proprietary. Let's take a look at the chat room. There you go. You can see it, 9:14. I'm posting the chart. I drew all of this information in so that they could see the pattern I was looking for, and I'll be looking for that bullish cross, and I'll be looking for this breakout above this downward sloping trend line. When I get it, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy. And so as I continue to scroll down here, yes, we did a lot of stock trades too. We did really well on RAD, did well on XLNX, lost a little money on Boeing on that recent spike. There you go. Long SPY 245.57. Look at the timestamp, 9:48. That's about an hour and 15 minutes after the open. And here, just so you can see it, I put it in all cap letters. There's the chart again. Posted that again. We ride that higher. Man, did we bag a big winner on that one. You can see I'm scaling out, offering at 247.57, 249.57. Ended up bailing out on all of it as the market rally stalled somewhere around 250. That was about a $3.80 winner for me on the SPY underlying, or 38 S&P points for those of you who like to trade futures. Sold all of my CTXS. That was, I think, about a $3 gain. But as we come down here, you will see that now all of a sudden we're starting to get a situation where the market is crossing over. We get this bearish cross on the 1OP indicator right in here. I told everyone, listen, I am only trading 1/4 of the size that I used this morning on this rally. Why? Because this was a super strong rally with lots of momentum. There's a chance that this is a bullish flag that's forming, and I haven't had enough time for this top to develop. The day before, we got an instant reversal, and that ended up being the high of the day, so I wanted to have some short exposure. But I had my stop at the high of the day. As everything's starting to unfold, I start to let everyone know, hey, my 1OP indicator is starting to fall. That would normally be bearish, but the market is able to hold its current support level. That is a bullish divergence. So, going to continue to come down. We're watching everything play out right here, taking you through the chat room so that you can see exactly what's happening. This is not fake. This is real. We're doing these trades. You're going to see posts on my videos from people who came in and took the trial, and I've asked them to please post that these results are real. Long SPY 251.42. And I want to add to it, but this is only a quarter of a position. You can see here, 251.87. I've got a half position now. I just added. This is at 11:05. This is 2.5 hours into trading. As we continue to come down here, you can see that I'm exiting. I already sold half of that position, and I put my target out there at 255.65. And I can't find, there it is, offering a half position at 255.65. That was $4 higher than when I entered. And I said, you guys probably think I'm crazy on this, but I think we're going to hit it. Look, I'm offering the last half of the position at 259.65, but I believe I was just stopped out at 253.65. That's a $2 gain on that position. On average, I just made $3 or 30 points on that SPY move from there. And I am out and I am flat right now. So what do we do now? What does the market look like? Lots of excitement this morning. We have to watch what the market's doing intraday. I like this nice, long, steep, upward sloping trend line on M5. Until that's breached, I wouldn't do anything. This is a really nice, strong, powerful rally. You can see that we hit resistance right at the high from the prior day. Excuse me. And that may hold for a little bit. We might need to spend some time and try and make a couple of other attempts at it. We just had a press conference by the president. They're pulling out all the stops. They're talking about deferred tax payments for businesses up to 90 days. They're talking about possibly sending out checks for $1,000 to workers to bridge them while we all stay home and try and knock down the spread of the virus. Anything that can be done is going to be done. And if you think about it, President Trump wants this economy back on its feet before November because that's what he's running on. So they are going to do everything they can to encourage people to stay home, to get them the money that they need to prevent the spread of the virus. There's also some very interesting news that I highlighted this morning in my chat room. This is research that was done on a company that has a drug that's been out there for a long time. And I'll put this back up on the video. And you can see here it's called hydroxychloroquine. And this is 20 cents a pill. It's already FDA approved. It's been out there. This is something that people have taken when they travel to third world countries to avoid getting malaria. It's been used for rheumatoid arthritis. It's been used for lupus. It is out there. And I've seen a study where they gave it to a controlled group. There were 15 people who took it and 15 people out of the 30 who didn't take it. After a week, the 15 people who took it did not have coronavirus. The 15 people who did not take it had coronavirus. It's also something that can be taken, one pill from what I've heard, and it prevents the virus from taking hold because it knocks down its receptors and it's flushed out of the system. If something like this happens, that's a game changer. This is currently the treatment that China has been using, and that's where the idea for this study came from. So this has been protocol for China for the last few weeks. So there is light at the end of the tunnel here, and I feel that given all the government stimulus that's taking place, given the coordination between the government and lots of large corporations, that's been a huge positive. I love seeing how everybody is coming together and working together. And I think that that has long-term implications. Hopefully it won't end with the virus. Hopefully that's something that we can see in the future as well. I feel that Americans have stocked up, and I think they're practicing social distancing. That will really, really help if we can keep this virus down for the next 3 weeks. And that is the critical thing that we need to watch from a swing trading standpoint. What is the spread of the virus over the course of the next 3 weeks? If it's pretty negligible and it's pretty contained, I feel that the economic recovery is going to happen fairly quickly, and by midsummer we could be back on our feet. Now, this virus is going to come back around in the fall and in the winter, and hopefully there will be a vaccine that's developed by then. Hopefully this hydroxychloroquine will be a possible solution as well. So there's a lot of news. You have to stay very fluid. What are we seeing right now? We're seeing a little bit of a buying climax right here, but this long-term uptrend on an M5 basis is still being preserved. You can see these long red candles took out all the gains from this breakout right in here. So now we need to watch and monitor. What I'll be watching for specifically, now this is a big pullback, okay? This is a buying climax. What I'll be watching for here is a lower high double top and for this 10P indicator to keep falling. And then if I get that breakdown, I'd be inclined to short. But for right now, a bounce off of that 240 level, that's the second time we've seen support there. We know we have support at SPY 245. Probably need to go out to a 30-minute chart on that. But you can see this was a support level that was being established right in here. And now we're trying to hold that as well. If we can get above that, you can also see that on a longer term basis, there's this downward sloping trend line right in here that needs to be breached before we can start to really get excited that there might be a material bounce. Until then, you can see it right there coming in around that 260 level. There's resistance at 265. 265 is a very critical level. If we get above 265, I think everyone can breathe a little bit easier. On a longer term basis, though, we have to expect lots of aftershocks after a huge drop like this. There are going to be a lot of economic consequences. There are going to be companies like airlines that are really going to struggle. The government is talking about bridge loans to a lot of these companies. So there are going to be a lot of aftershocks. We are not going to have a V bottom off to the races unless something like this drug that I had been mentioning actually works and is effective. Now, that is 20 cents a pill, and it's pretty readily available. And if one pill is able to prevent the coronavirus from taking hold, wow, that could be a real market game changer. So I'd encourage you to take a look into that. But in the meantime, know that we are making money hand over fist right now in this market. We're finding stocks with relative strength and stocks with relative weakness, and that's what we're trading. CTXS, you know I've been trading that. I told you about that in a special Sunday night video that I put out. If you bought it down here, you got long somewhere around the 106.50 level, and in 2 short days, that stock is $20 higher, even more than that earlier today. That's the kind of stock that we're looking for. Rad traded that this morning. Hello. Right out of the gate, we were long that around $13.50. No, I'm not still in it. I took profits along the way. I'd be a fool not to with the type of market volatility that we've had. Really solid, good pick. We've got lots of other stocks that we're highlighting. I'm going to conclude this video and tell you that you should be watching for a breakdown here. I would not short immediately because this is a really nice rally. I'd be looking for that lower high double top, and then I would be willing to short, knowing that I can stop myself out right at that 256 level, which was also the high from yesterday. I need to have a good stop out point, and that would provide me with one. If we rallied up to say 254 or so and then failed and started to roll over, I'd feel pretty good about having a stop 20 points higher on the S&P. That would be a good methodology, a trading methodology. Apart from that, we're moving back and forth. We're looking for stocks for relative strength, relative weakness. If you like this video, if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. I promise you, I'll give you lots of trading ideas on each one of these videos. If you turn your notifications on and subscribe to this YouTube channel, you'll never miss a video. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.